so rich and rare. Rivers, valleys, hills and mountains, all these gifts we do extol. Healthy land, so like all fountains, giving cheer that warms the soul.
Your Excellency, this is Silvano Newton, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mr. Juliet Newton, Father Nigel Karam, Dean or Lady of Fairhaven Parish, Mrs. Annette Severestra, Managing Director, National Bank of Dominica Limited, Dr. Shamin Saunders, Head, U.W.I Global Campus, Delhi, and presenter of tonight's lecture, Dr. Timon Joseph, Head, U.W.I Global Campus Dominica, and staff of the U.W.I Global Campus Dominica site. Ms. Tracy Joseph, Executive Manager of Human Resource and Talent Management, National Bank of Dominica Limited, as well as the board members and staff of the National Bank of Dominica Limited, students, alumni, and friends of the U.W.I Global Campus, both here and those listening live via Carrier FM, DBS Radio, and MO media representatives. Good evening.
Good evening.
I now call on Father Nigel Karam, Dean or Lady of Fairhaven, to lead our invocation this evening.
Let us listen to a text of Holy Scripture from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verses 13 to 16. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people put a lamp under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Let us pray. Good and gracious God, you have endowed humanity with every good gift and blessing. You are the Creator, and you have blessed us with creativity and intelligence. We thank you for bringing us here this evening. Throughout time and in every place, you have called us to be stewards of our talent and treasure and time. Today we give you thanks for our intellect and ingenuity that has helped us to bring artificial intelligence to life. Bless all gathered here with an abundance of your grace and fill us with the zeal to witness to your unfailing love and providence. May we embrace all that is good while being vigilant in the face of potential threats posed by every new technological advancement. Continue to speak to the hearts of our young people and draw them to your word and spirit, that they may grow in wisdom and stature. May they serve and promote the welfare of all our people. We pray for Dr. Charmaine Saunders that you may help her to deliver her address so that we may understand the implications of this significant development for our workforce, the jobs of the future, and the management of our human resources. At the same time, help us to continue to develop that wisdom of heart that is so necessary for our human relationships and keep us firmly rooted in preserving the human touch that gives meaning to our lives. May we never grow cold and remote with each other, but continue to build a thriving human community. Father, may we always know you as the source of all wisdom and knowledge, and know your Son Jesus as the great teacher and Savior. Fill us today with hope for your kingdom, desire for eternal blessedness, and love for each other, building a community of justice, peace, and shared joy. We make our prayer in the name of Jesus, our Lord and Savior, who lives and reigns forever and ever.
Thank you, Father. I now call on Dr. Kimon Joseph, Head, U.W.I Global Campus, to offer this evening's welcome remarks.
Excellency, Mrs. Silvani Burton, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mr. Burton, Father Nigel Karam, Dean of Our Lady of Fairhaven Cathedral Parish, Mrs. Annette Several Lestrade, Managing Director, National Bank of Dominica Limited, Dr. Charmaine Saunders, Head, U.W.I Global Campus in Belize, and the presenter of tonight's lecture, Ms. Tracy Joseph, Executive Manager of Human Resources and Talent Management at the National Bank of Dominica Limited, as well as board members and staff of the National Bank of Dominica Limited, students, alumni, friends of U.W.I Global Campus, both here and those listening via Kyrie FM, DBS Radio, and Imo News. Media representatives, good evening, everyone. I am happy that you have joined us for the presentation of the 12th Annual NBD U.W.I Global Campus Dominica National Distinguished Lecture. This series is one of 4 hosted annually by U.W.I Global Campus Dominica sites, and it allows public speakers, researchers, and scholars to share their work and ideas with members of the public. This particular series, the National Distinguished Lecture Series, was launched on Thursday, the 29th of May 2008 at the Fortune Hotel as part of the milestone anniversary celebrations by the 2 institutions. NBD was celebrating 30 years of existence in 2008, while U.W.I was celebrating 60 years of existence. And coincidentally, that was the year that the Open Campus was formed, and we are now called the Global Campus. We took a pause from the series after Dominica was devastated by Hurricane Maria in 2017. And by the end of 2019, we had begun to make solid plans for May 2019. But alas, COVID disrupted our plans again, and so I am pleased that we have been able to return from the hiatus this year and that the newly renovated Fortune Hotel is back as our venue. Tonight it is our pleasure to have Dr. Charmaine Saunders, Head of U.W.I Global Campus in Belize, to present at this timely lecture. This is Charmaine's first time visiting Dominica, and we hope that it will not be her last. We trust that she has had a wonderful stay thus far. And tonight she joins our other presenters, Dr. Judith Suarez, Professor Mark Figueroa, Professor Caroline Cooper, Ms. Tracy Robinson, Professor Carl Theodore, Mr. Donald Roberts, Dr. Matthew Wilson, Professor Joel Warrican, Dr. Luz Longsworth, Dr. Emily Dick Ford, and Dr. Godwin Supersad, who have over the years done an excellent job of presenting lectures in this series. Tonight's topic, Navigating the Landscape of Artificial Intelligence in Human Resource Management, Unveiling Potentials and Addressing Threats, is timely indeed and is very relevant. Given our current realities in the second decade after the global financial crisis, plus the ever-present threats to infrastructure, health, and livelihoods that are presented by climate change, it is important for us to contemplate the pros and cons of AI on modern organizations and on human resource and talent management. More than the old African-American folklore of John Henry trying to compete his manpower against the steam-powered steel drill and inevitably failing and dying, it is important for us to assess the opportunities that AI presents for improving our processes and helping us to work smarter and not harder. Trying to compete with the machine to save his job did kill John Henry, the legendary strongest man that has ever lived. And that is an important lesson for us, I think. We must think about new ways of adapting, and it is this sense of ingenuity that has ensured the survival of the human race against previous threats and will save us again and again. For AI to work efficiently, humans are needed to input the data and to generate the possibility. Major issues of ethics and regulations that must be implemented with the use of AI. Yet, we anticipate that as far as human resource management is concerned, AI will present paths within the job market that will be new and exciting. We at U.W.I Global Campus can promise that we will be right there to provide training opportunities. Through both our degree programs and our continuing and professional education programs, we have sought to ensure that our educational product is top-notch. We continue to dedicate ourselves to meeting with our stakeholders to develop programs and courses that are relevant and rigorous. When students complete our courses, we know that they are ready to make meaningful contributions within the workforce. I want to show my appreciation to the National Bank of Dominica Limited, who has worked diligently with us over the years to present this National Distinguished Lecture Series. We are pleased to work with Ms. Tracy Joseph, as well as Alian, Adri, Anika, and the others in the marketing team at National Bank of Dominica. We trust that the relationship of Dominica's Indigenous Bank and the Caribbean's Indigenous University will continue well into the future. While I have the floor, I want to thank my own team at U.W.I Global Campus for their assistance as we prepared for this lecture series and for their hard work at the site. Barry, Clarissa, Kidisha, Lisa, Brittany, Javid, Alex, Catherine, Lincoln, Jason, Presley, and Coulson. I thank you for your dedicated service to this team and your unwavering support for our activities and events. Again, I offer my warmest welcome to Dr. Charmaine Saunders, who is here tonight to present. I look forward to her presentation this evening and to an exciting discussion afterwards. Once again, thank you. Welcome everyone to our lecture.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph. I now call on Ms. Tracy Joseph, Executive Manager, Human Resource and Talent Management of the National Bank of Dominica Limited, to provide the collaborators' remarks.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Your Excellency, Mrs. Sylvani Burton, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mr. Gilbert Grissom, Father Nigel Karam, Dean of Our Lady of Fairhaven Parish, Mrs. Ahmed Severin Lestrade, Managing Director, National Bank of Dominica, Dr. Charmaine Saunders, Head of the U.W.I Global Campus, and our presenter for tonight's lecture, Dr. Kimon Joseph, Head of U.W.I Global Campus, myself, students, alumni, friends of the U.W.I Global Campus, both here and those listening live via Kyrie FM. Please ensure I get it pronunciation right. CBS Radio and Emo News. Media representative, good evening again. The subject of artificial intelligence, or AI as it's commonly known, is growing at an exponential rate across all industries and functions. And particularly in the area of HR, we have seen similar growth, the use of AI to enhance human resource services and practices. This evening, we are privileged to delve into the topic, the impact of artificial intelligence on human resource management, examining its potentials and threats. A subject that not only shapes the trajectory of organizations, but also resonates deeply with our commitment to human resources. In this era of unprecedented technological advancement and persistent global challenges, the discussion surrounding AI's integration into a workplace couldn't be more timely. Today, we stand at the intersection of innovation and responsibility, tasked with navigating the potentials and pitfalls that AI presents to our most valuable assets, our human resources. According to Johnny C. Taylor, President and CEO of the Society for Human Resource Management, employees are nervous and uneasy about generative AI. And it is understandable, as there are many questions that require answers, such as, will it replace my job? What if I don't understand how to use AI? Or how will it change my role? He encourages that in addressing these concerns is important, as it is integrating the technology. Just as AI is new to the workplace, so should the conversation surrounding it. At NBD, we recognize that our strength lies in our people, talent, dedication, and potential to drive our mission forward. As we explore the implications of AI in human resource management, we do so with dual lens. One that acknowledges opportunities for optimization and growth, and another that remains steadfast in our commitment to nurturing and empowering our workforce. When contemplating AI's role in human resource management, we must weigh its promises and against its perils. While AI offers the promise of efficiency, precision, and scalability, attributes that align seamlessly with our vision for a dynamic and agile organization, it raises legitimate concerns about displacement, bias, and ethical implications. As employers and human resource practitioners, we must understand that our success hinges not just on the bottom line, but on the well-being, fulfillment of every one of our valuable employees. At MBD, we also recognize that the resilience and adaptability of our human capital emerge as a cornerstone for our existence and the execution of our strategy of future-proofing for sustainability and growth. Today, we underscore our commitment to our employees to provide an engaging and empowering environment where they can be creative, innovative. There is a psychological safety and consciousness of our environmental, social, and governance practices. Therefore, while navigating this space of technological disruption, we remain committed to human-centric banking. We are happy to support this initiative, as it is forums like these that allow us to explore, debate, and chart a course forward on emerging topics. As we engage with insights shared by our esteemed speaker, Dr. Charmaine Saunders, let us remain mindful of the imperative to embrace innovation and safeguard the dignity and agency of every employee within our organization. We seize this moment as an invitation to collaborate, innovate, and shape a future where the connection between technology and humanity is not just harmonious, but also empowering. Together, as human resource partners, we embark on this journey with wisdom, empathy, steadfast commitment to the well-being of the most precious asset, our people. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the session.
Thank you, Ms. Joseph. I now call on our Vice Chair, U.W.I Alumni Association Dominica Chapter, Ms. Karaya Jean-Baptiste, to introduce tonight's presenter.
Good evening, everyone. Dr. Shamin Saunders is a distinguished figure in university higher education administration, currently leading as the head of the University of the West Indies Global Campus Belize site. With a career spanning 25 years in academia, consultancy, and business, she is celebrated for her remarkable contributions to education and national development in Belize. In 2019, her dedication to the education sector earned her a prestigious award among many other accolades, including being named Alumni of the Year by her alma mater, Morris State University, and achieving recognition as one of 2023 Belize's top 20 most influential women. As a prominent member of various regional and international associations, Dr. Saunders has played essential roles on numerous boards of national and private sector entities, commissions, councils, and committees. Her academic work is marked by paper publication in peer-reviewed journals and her expertise in delivering engaging public presentations and workshops. She has also made her mark as a guest editor for the Caribbean Quarterly Journal and currently serves as a member editor for the Journal of Administrative Sciences and Policy Studies. Without a doubt, Dr. Shamin Saunders is a true leader whose commitment to education and community service continues to shape the future of Belize and academia at large. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I present to you Dr. Shamin Saunders. Let us feel welcome. Good night. Your Excellency, Mrs. Silvani Burton, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mr. Gilbert Burton, Father Nigel Karam, Dean, Our Lady of Fairhaven Parish, Mrs. Annette Severin Lestrade, Mrs. Annette Severin Lestrade, Managing Director, National Bank of Dominica, Dr. Kimon Joseph, Head, U.W.I Global Campus. Okay. Dr. Kimon Joseph. Do you want me to just use the mic?
I think you might have to do that. I'm sorry, but you might have to start the protocol again. Protocol is not established.
Your Excellency, Mrs. Silvani Burton, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mr. Gilbert Burton, Father Nigel Karam, Dean, Our Lady of Fairhaven Parish, Mrs. Annette Severin Lestrade, Managing Director, National Bank of Dominica Limited, Dr. Kimon Joseph, Head, U.W.I Global Campus Dominica, and staff, U.W.I Global Campus Dominica.
Ms. Tracy Joseph, Executive Manager of Human Resources and Talent Management, National Bank of Dominica Limited, as well as the board members and staff of the National Bank of Dominica Limited, students, alumni, friends of the Global Campus, both here and those listening via Kyrie FM, DBS Radio, and Emo News, media representatives. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my distinct honor to join you today to delve into a topic that holds immense significance in a rapidly evolving world: artificial intelligence, AI, in human resources management. The rapidly evolving world of artificial intelligence presents both incredible potentials and significant threats, making it a critical topic for today's business environment. As we embark on this journey together, we will explore the promising potentials of AI, as well as also illuminating the inherent challenges and threats that it poses to the realm of HR. The agenda: introduction of AI in human resource management, and I will use HRM as the acronym. Potentials of AI in HRM, addressing threats and challenges, case studies, and real world application, future trends, and innovation. So, what is AI? Artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to mimic human-like cognitive functions such as learning, problem solving, perception, reasoning, and decision making. AI encompasses a broad spectrum of techniques, algorithms, and methodologies designed to enable computers and machines to perform tasks that typically requires human intelligence. Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing various industries, and human resource management is no exception. AI technologies are being integrated into HR processes to enhance efficiency, improve decision-making, and provide strategic insights. This overview explores the applications, benefits, challenges, and future trends of AI in HRM. In recent years, AI has emerged as a transformative force, revolutionizing various sectors with its ability to automate tasks, analyze a vast amount of data, and make intelligent decisions. In the domain of human resource management, AI holds the promise of streamlining processes, enhancing efficiency, and ultimately unlocking the full potential of the workforce. Some examples of AI applications in HR include recruitment automation, employee onboarding, engagement analysis, performance management. Evolution of AI technologies in HRM. I'll give you a historical perspective. Early HR systems focused on automating routine tasks such as payroll and attendance tracking. The advent of AI introduced more sophisticated capabilities such as predictive analytics and natural language processing. The recent advancement, we see the integration of AI with human resource management software systems, which enable more seamless and powerful HR processes. Additionally, We are seeing the growing use of AI-powered tools for strategic HR decision-making, such as workforce planning and talent management. Let us illuminate the potential AI brings to HR. Recruitment and talent acquisition. Here, AI-powered algorithms can sift through resumes. It analyzes candidate profiles and identify the best fit candidates for job roles, significantly reducing the recruitment time and costs. This allows HR professionals to focus on higher valued tasks. In terms of automated resume screening, AI algorithms scans resumes for keywords and qualifications, streamlining the initial screening process. With predictive analytics, AI tools analyze historical hiring data to predict candidate success and fit. Employee engagement and satisfaction. AI-driven tools can gauge employee sentiment, identify trends, and provide personalized recommendations to improve engagement and foster a positive work culture. This includes sentiment analysis. This is where you see AI tools analyzing employee feedback and communications to gauge sentiment and engagement levels. Sentiment analysis provides HR with actionable insights to improve workplace culture and address employee concerns. Predictive retention models, on the other hand, are models that assist organizations to proactively manage turnover and retain top talent. Training and development. AI-powered learning platforms can deliver customized training modules, assess individual learning styles, and provide real-time feedback, leading to enhanced skill development and performance improvement. It allows for personalized onboarding. AI-driven chatbots and platforms provide customized onboarding experiences based on the new hire's role. The personalized onboarding experiences improve the new hire integration and their productivity. Training programs can be delivered in personalized mode and track employees' progress to ensure effective learning. AI-driven training programs ensure employees receive tailored learning experiences that enhance their skills and knowledge. Performance management. AI-based systems can track key performance indicators, provide objective evaluations, and offer insights into employee productivity, facilitating more informed decision-making by HR professionals. These objective evaluations can provide unbiased data-driven performance reviews by analyzing various performance metrics. This undoubtedly reduces biases and ensures fair assessment. It allows for continuous feedback, where AI systems facilitate real-time feedback and ongoing performance tracking. Continuous feedback mechanisms foster ongoing employee development and improvement. Let us look at predictive analytics. By analyzing historical data and trends, AI can forecast future workforce needs, anticipate potential challenges, and enable proactive HR strategies to mitigate risk. Predictive analytics improve the quality of hires by identifying candidates who are more likely to be successful in roles. Predictive retention models can identify those employees who are at risk of leaving and suggest interventions to improve retention. So I dealt with the potentials. Let's look at addressing threats and challenges of AI. While the potentials of AI in HR are undoubtedly promising, it is imperative for us to acknowledge and address the accompanying threats. These include data privacy and security, bias and fairness, job displacement and reskilling, ethical dilemmas, human-machine collaboration. Please allow me to go through each one of these individually. Data privacy and security. AI relies on vast amounts of data, raising concerns about the privacy and the security of sensitive employee information. Safeguarding data integrity and ensuring compliance with regulations such as General Data Protection Regulation, which was established in 2008, I believe. The toughest privacy and security law in the world is paramount. Organizations must similarly develop robust data protection policies and practices. Bias and fairness. AI algorithms are susceptible to bias, which can inadvertently perpetuate discrimination in recruitment, in performance appraisals, and decision-making processes. Mitigating these biases and promoting fairness requires ongoing scrutiny and algorithmic transparency. Implementing ethical guidelines and standards is crucial to ensure fairness and transparency in AI applications. Now, I know you're concerned about jobs, so I'll talk about job displacement and reskilling. The automation of tasks by AI may lead to job displacement. There's no doubt about that. Job displacement for certain roles. And this will necessitate the reskilling and upskilling of employees to adapt to evolving job requirements and emerging technologies. Ethical dilemmas. AI systems raise ethical dilemmas surrounding issues such as algorithmic accountability, autonomy, and ethical use of AI in decision-making processes. Upholding ethical principles and fostering responsible AI practices is essential. Human-machine collaboration. And I found that cute little slide. I thought it was so cute. Human-machine collaboration. Striking the right balance between human judgment and AI-driven insights is crucial to ensure that technology complements human capabilities rather than replacing them entirely. Cultivating a culture of collaboration and trust, keyword here is trust, between humans and machines is imperative. That's why I thought the photo was so cool. So I want to share some case studies, and I hope that these are some familiar brands that you recognize. The first one, Mr. Google. Google, a company always at the cutting edge of AI, uses machine learning in HRM to predict the best potential candidates for a job and employee job satisfaction. Google employs an AI-based system called Google Cloud Talent Solution, which uses machine learning algorithms to understand job content and match candidates to roles more effectively. Google's HRM also uses people analytics, a data-driven method to understand and improve various aspects of employee experience and job satisfaction. GE, and I know you have a couple GE systems in your home. General Electric, GE, introduced an AI-powered HR application called Human Intelligence, which is an AI recruitment tool that evaluates the cultural fit of a potential hire by assessing their motivations, work style, and behaviors. We need this in the Caribbean to understand the cultural fit. By aligning these characteristics with the company's culture, GE can predict how well candidates will integrate and perform within the company, resulting in better retention rates. Moreover, GE uses AI to identify areas where current employees need further development or training, helps with identifying employee skill gaps, fostering targeting professional development and talent retention, thus driving continuous growth within the company. Starbucks, my husband's favorite. Starbucks leverages AI in HRM for predictive hiring and scheduling. Starbucks uses AI algorithms that consider multiple factors such as location, time of year, and local employment rates to forecast staffing needs. This leads to more accurate scheduling, reducing costs, and preventing over or understaffing. Such targeted staffing positively impacts the customer's experience and promotes a more balanced workload among staff, reducing employee turnover. The company has reported significant improvements in staffing efficiency as a result. Adidas, you must have worn one of these. Adidas is a multinational sportswear manufacturer. Uses AI to forecast the need for a specific job role within the company. Through AI, Adidas can predict the demand for specific roles and skills, enabling proactive talent acquisition and development. It takes into account market trends, company growth, and strategic objectives to predict future talent needs. By proactively addressing these needs, Adidas can focus on acquiring and developing the right talent at the right time, ensuring that the company remains competitive in its industry. This practice helps Adidas maintain a competitive edge in the rapidly changing world of sportswear and manufacturing. The integration of AI in HRM is no longer a future aspiration, but it is a current reality, as demonstrated by the practices of these 4 companies. AI automates routine tasks, predicts employee behavior, and reduces biases in recruitment, allowing HR professionals to concentrate on strategic, human-centric activities that require their expertise. This powerful catalyst enhances efficiency, fosters innovation, and promotes diversity within organizations, positioning them ahead in constantly evolving business landscape. Lessons learned from AI adoption in various industries. The dual-edged nature of AI in HR is indeed critical. Here are some key lessons learned from its implementation. Managing biases and ensuring data privacy. The challenge is AI systems can perpetuate existing biases and pose risk to data privacy. The lesson learned, best efforts must be made to prioritize data security and mitigate biases by continuously updating the algorithms with diverse data sets. This ensures AI enhances fairness and inclusivity. Supporting, not replacing HR professionals. Challenge here is AI might be perceived as a threat to HR roles, the lesson learned is that AI should serve as a support tool for HR professionals, allowing HR professionals to focus on strategic and people-centric tasks rather than administrative routine tasks. Balancing AI integration with ethical considerations. The challenge. The rapid integration of AI raises ethical concerns regarding transparency, fairness, and autonomy. The lesson learned, balance AI integration with careful and ethical consideration. Develop and adhere to ethical frameworks that align with organizational values and promote fairness, transparency, and respect for employee rights. Continuous monitoring and training. The challenge was AI systems can become outdated or they can deviate from intended purposes without proper oversight. The lesson learned, implement regular monitoring and updates for AI systems. Best practices involve continuous monitoring of AI systems and regular training for HR professionals on AI tools. Providing continuous training for HR professionals allows them to stay adept with AI tools, ensuring they can leverage AI effectively and ethically. By addressing these challenges and adhering to best practices, organizations can effectively balance and integrate AI into HR with careful ethical consideration, enhancing both efficiency and employee experience. The impact of AI on jobs and on humans. The impact of artificial intelligence and robots on jobs is a topic of significant debate and concern. While it's clear that AI and robotics will transform the job market, the extent and nature of this transformation are complex and multifaceted. Certainly, we will experience job displacement. This will occur with jobs that involve repetitive and routine tasks because these are most susceptible to automation. These include roles in manufacturing, data entry, and certain service sectors. Advanced AI capabilities will replace some complex tasks in areas like customer service, legal research, and medical diagnostics, at least up to varying degrees. On the flip side of this coin, however, there will be job creation and job transformation. With the rise of AI and robotics, it is anticipated that there will be creation of new jobs, new job categories. These categories will be categories that we may not fully envision yet. Similar to how the internet created roles like social media managers and app developers, we never thought would have been a career. Additionally, we will see enhanced roles. Since AI can augment human capabilities, this will lead to new roles that focus on managing, programming, and maintaining AI systems, as well as interpreting and using AI outputs effectively. Job transformation. We will see these skills shift. There will be a growing demand for digital literacy and skills related to AI and robotics, including programming, data analysis, and cybersecurity. This will shape sectoral changes in healthcare, education, manufacturing, and logistics. I'm so proud I'm at UWI. We are leading the way with education. Sectors with healthcare and education may see significant changes, with AI providing tools to enhance personalized care and learning. But human roles in these sectors will remain crucial. Manufacturing and logistics sectors might experience significant automation, but they will also need human oversight, innovation, and maintenance roles. The economic and social impacts will yield productivity gains, but inequality and displacement will also coexist. AI and robotics can lead to substantial productivity gains and economic growth by optimizing processes and reducing errors. They can drive innovation in various fields, leading to new products, services, and business models. Inequality and displacement, there is a risk of increased economic inequality if the benefits of AI and robotics are not widely distributed. Those with high-level skills may see significant gains, while others may just face job displacement and wage stagnation. Transition challenges. Workers displaced by automation may face challenges transitioning to new roles, necessitating robust retraining and support programs. Come to you for those. We can mitigate these anticipated challenges through education and training, and even through policy and regulation. Education and training. Emphasis on lifelong learning and continuous skill development will become essential. Education system will need to adapt to prepare students for a rapidly changing job market. Reskilling programs. Governments and businesses will need to invest in reskilling programs to help workers transition to new such as unemployment benefits, retraining programs, and education and oversight. Future trends and innovation. Emerging AI technologies. Emerging AI technologies. We will see onboarding of advanced analytics and AI-driven tools for strategic HR decision making. AI in talent management is becoming increasingly sophisticated, with tools now that include succession planning and career new roles and skill requirements driven by AI advancements. Long-term HR strategies should incorporate AI. AI is transforming HRM by enhancing efficiency, improving decision-making, and providing strategic insights. While there are challenges to address, such as ethical considerations and data privacy, the potential benefits of AI in HRM are substantial. By staying informed and proactive, organizations can successfully navigate the landscape of AI in HR. In conclusion, the integration of AI in human resource management holds immense potential to reach talent. However, to harness full benefits of AI, mitigating its inherent threats, we must remain vigilant, ethical, and proactive in our approach as we navigate this ever-changing landscape. Let us
Dr. Sanders, this was exceptional. I look forward from that presentation. When I thought of AI, I thought of AI replacing humans. I noticed that AI actually brings the opportunities for us. So that presentation was exceptional. We now move to the discussion part of the lecture. Dr. Joseph will move it for a roving mic. So if we have questions or any comments, Dr. Joseph will put your hand up and Dr. Joseph will present it with the mic.
Okay, so we are opening the floor now for your questions and comments for Dr. Shami Saunders.
Don't worry, I'm prepared. I had a good taste of the morning shows.
Dr. Saunders, thank you so much. That was really good and frightening. I wanted to ask you a question, and
Sure.
that's why I like my age, because of the frightening part.
Okay.
I probably think it gone before AI replaces all of us. I wanted to ask the question, you mentioned the real threat, one of the real threats being deviation from intended purposes. And I think maybe this is where, if we have issues, this is where most of our issues would lie. The algorithms, of course, this seems to be calling for people to be more and more intelligent because somebody has to be writing the algorithms that we're feeding these right. But I'm thinking about the deviation from the intended purposes. Is there a threat, Dr. Saunders, is there a real threat that maybe AI can communicate with AI quite, you understand, quite apart from the writers, because they simulate the deeper human functions of decision making and reasoning. Is there a real threat that AI can begin to communicate with AI? Because that sounds like a movie.
To be honest, and I like to put AI into a simplistic format. It's actually our way of making decisions and problem solve that is entered into algorithms, right? My first degree is in computer information systems, so I learned how to program. And I say, just as my professors at that time told us, garbage in, garbage out, right? So the data in the system, in the algorithms that you're concerned about, are actually data from us. That we make these decisions. It's based on simulations and patterns, and so the computer algorithm sorts them out for the situation that is presented. I am not concerned really about AI talking to AI because it would be just as we speak to each other. This morning on the show, Dr. Kimon mentioned her fears that they are wicked people, and I must admit it's the same. You know, we don't know whose information is being captured, and so we may have less emotions when we are making decisions. Women are recognized as weaker beings in the way we make decisions because it's built on our emotions and our heart, where men make decisions with their head. And the compilation of all this goes into the AI. One thing I can guarantee you is that no AI can replicate human emotions. I give the example too. Back home, we had a nursing school, and the complaint is that the women, the nurses, male and there's a shortage of male nurses, but male and female, they come with all these qualifications. They use all the gadgets. They can tell you quickly, just as your mechanic can put your car on a machine to tell you what's wrong, they can put you on the computer and tell you what's wrong with you. But what is missing from these bedside manners? No AI can do that. And so we're sitting in rooms constantly hearing the more mature nurses say our students lack bedside manners. And that will be the complaint, loving, understanding nurse there. Right? Imagine a robot.
For larger organizations like National Bank, for example. But if you are in a medium-sized or smaller company, because with technology you always find it, how exactly would that work, especially with cost-benefit analysis, or just the size of the tool versus the amount of use you would get?
Licenses, they will have the program and you will buy a license. Yeah. Licenses. You won't be able to have your own program, or the licenses will allow you to customize it to your organizational needs. One of the things I highlighted in my lecture was the fact that culture, I think that is so important for our region, understanding our own cultures. And along with cultures come biases, right? We have cultural biases, we have cultural prejudices. And those, our systems, the AI feeds on those, because that's the way the information is entered. So you must look at how biases are interpreted as well. Because no matter how many of us sit in here and deny, we have our own biases when it comes to culture. Right? And that information is in there. And all the computer does is sorts the information. Right? And it represents it back to you.
Good evening. I know it's natural to be worried, concerned about new technologies, but that has always been the case, right?
Yes.
Even when steam engine was invented, people had a lot of concerns about it. They really tried to destroy it. But it actually turned out to be a tool that transformed human productivity and wealth, and we became a modern society because of the steam engine. The same thing occurred when we had the second industrial revolution in IT, and information technology. People were concerned, they were worried about computers, we would dismiss my job. No, we actually became a tool that made us much more productive. And I think the very same thing will happen, because AI is in fact a tool. And if you really take the time to learn about it, you will realize in almost every role that you have how enormously freeing it is. Right? I can write a program now, within 10 minutes it would take me 3 hours.
Yeah, so true. Didn't have that back in my days.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to run through Python, develop code from scratch. And that's my area is machine learning, and data science is my area. But I know that we develop those things as tools to improve our productivity as human beings. Now, will there be some concerns? Certainly, but it's not a new concern. There's always been a move towards economies that are specialized in data, information, abstract work, versus the service economy. And by the way, that's something we need to do as an economy. We should definitely be transforming our societies to information societies rather than service economies, because that is the future of the world. And we have to be prepared for it. We have to invest in those things. So that is the real thing. And quickly to the concern of will AI speak to each other? Yes, they will. But not in the manner that you think, like human beings speak. These systems have to communicate. To get the best benefit of AI, I must be able to analyze my electric data and send it to my other center, and that has to analyze the data and then so forth. And so interconnection among data systems will happen. There's no stopping. And there's no stopping AI either. I know we have concerns about it, but if you don't do it, China is doing it, this country will do it, and so really the genie is out of the box. What we have to do is to be prepared as a society to understand AI, to grasp its productive capacity, and to use it to this is going to be transformative. As transformative as the steam engines were in its day, AI is going to transform human society to a level we have never seen before, And it has the potential to make us live the sort of lives we were destined to live if we do it right. Because it will free up a lot of the drudgery from work. It will fit, more specifically in your HR context, it will fit the right person to a job that is unique to the specific talents that they love to do. A lot of people will love to go work because now work is something that you love, is naturally suited to you, and that is what HR is going to analyze and transform the drudgery of going in and saying, boy, I don't know what I'm doing. And so that's the sort of potential it has. But again, as human society, we have to be prepared and we have to plan and have the right people to help us embrace that.
Thank you for your comment. And I shared this morning about our smartphones. And I knew a lot of persons who just wanted their phones just to answer a call and make a call, nothing else. And even as a computer major, I had a problem with predictive text on my phone because it tried to predict things that's not how I spoke, that's not what I wanted to say. It was irritating. Not to a point of fear, but imagine sending a message to somebody that you didn't really check, and we keep saying to the person, this damn phone, it has a mind of its own. It just, when your friend writes back to say, what are you saying? But predictive text is a common example. And I also shared about my Instapot, which has become a very dear friend of mine. It has replaced, I love to cook, I enjoy cooking, but I also like to be with my family, and I love to eat. So, the Instapot, I had a fear growing up about the pressure cooker. My Instapot does pressure cooking as well. It has replaced that. I never owned a pressure cooker because I was so fearful of what the damage could be. But with the Instapot, I can cook, I can broil, I can do everything. So that pot is a smart machine. It's smart, and it does it in record-breaking time, which allows me to do other tasks. Because as a career person, you have your other tasks to do. I'm hoping somebody will come up with an iron that will iron my
presentation. My question is with regards to the personal data that when you're doing recruitment, that candidates will have to upload, and cybersecurity, particularly in terms of identity theft. Okay, because that nowadays is an issue, and with HR, that's something that we need to be concerned about. I agree that we really need the AI. It's really an enhancing tool, but these are things we need to do. What do you think?
Data integrity and data security, they go hand in hand. So the integrity of the data is to ensure that people are giving you the accurate data. And, I look at my time in school when they helped to prepare you to develop your resume. They didn't call it your CV because you didn't have all the experience, but your resume. And even if I said I used to bag groceries, there was a nice way to say that on my resume, right? Even if you did pick up the garbage, you're an engineer. Waste control engineer. But listen, and so the integrity of the data will be compounded because all these nice bells and whistles that are put on the CVs will now be there. And remember, it's going to be artificial intelligence looking through trends and patterns. Data security is very crucial. And I dare say that's where a lot of careers will be driven, to cybersecurity, data security. It's very necessary because we need to safeguard our information as well. But listen, you're surfing the net, a lot of information. They can tell you what time of the month you have your menstruation, what type of pad you buy. Everything is collected just by the click of your mouse, right? The information that you think you're not sharing, you're sharing by your likes and your preferences as well. And nobody is safeguarding that. So there will have to be global regulations that guards and safeguards information, data privacy and data security, as well as data integrity.
So I've got a question. Before I get to the question, there was something asked about AI communicating with each other. Now, I remember reading years ago that Google, I think it's DeepMind or something, some program they had, they were teaching the AI to solve problems. And the AI, so that obviously, like you said, is got to be human input, so that's how the AI is. But they were teaching the AI to solve problems, and the AI figured the way the humans had taught it was inefficient. So they started talking to each other in a language that the engineers couldn't understand. And we had to shut down the AI. I don't know if you've heard of that. But I read this. So I do think it's a risk that has to be managed because I think it's happened already. But my question, which is a bit more recent, so again, this is Google, other than AI providers are available, of course. But there have been errors coming up in terms of the automated responses.
Yes.
This is from AI. So, like, for example, I think there was a question about a Muslim president in the US, and they said Barack Obama as a result. Now, Barack is not Muslim, we know this. But this is misinformation that's being put out by AI. So my question to you is, from an HR perspective, is there a threshold of control or security or some threshold that needs to be met from your perspective before you would recommend mass adoption of AI in HR systems?
It is definitely ethical considerations that must be considered. I look at Wikipedia. You're all familiar with Wikipedia. Remember, the data is uploaded. Any one of us can upload that data. But when you do a Google search, what's the first thing that comes up? Wikipedia. And that's always, and people tend to take that as gospel. You know, the data from Wikipedia, but there is a caveat for the use of Wikipedia because it doesn't contain, the data is not verified. And so you will have some ethical considerations. Students who submit papers to me can never submit anything from Wikipedia, no citation, because I know the type of data. So yes, we will have to look at what the rules of play, the rules of engagement for the use of AI in human resource management. That is definitive. Fortunately, there's a large organization in HR, and a lot of persons are members of that organization, so they get to regulate and propose regulations from the HRM, I think it's called. Yeah.
More questions?
Okay, so the question is slightly unrelated to HR, but still within the academic sphere. I noticed that even for the University of the West Indies, AI as a component or a discipline is not prominent in some of the programs. So for example, even in the HR course, I don't recall there being something AI HR, which is something based on your presentation can be taken up. But what I've observed as well is there's almost a punishment factor when it relates to AI and higher learning. Because the tool exists to make, like my friends say, things easier, better, faster, but you're discouraged from using AI even in an academic sense. So how do we reconcile the need to be traditionally academic with the emergence of AI?
Well, I'm so glad I am able to answer this question. So the university, and I think even as I said it, Kimon was shocked too. But since last year, I have been participating as a member of our AI it's a cross-campus for all 5 campuses. And our goal is that, and it's just been approved actually from our Board of Undergraduate Studies, is that we will encourage the use of AI in the University of the West Indies. It's a lot of work, but you know, it's harder to try to stop people from utilizing it and than to allow people to use it and ensure that policies and regulations are adhered to. And so the route, I'm so thankful that UWI has decided to go that route. The people around the table, we've done extensive work, it's extensive research, and that's the only way to go. And of course, we get the nagging that you can't really cite AI because it doesn't keep giving you the same answer, so you don't know when the student is doing it. But who told you that they weren't doing it already? Right? Even how we did Turnitin. Turnitin was a an AI tool, and we use that to check. So our university will support the use of the ethical usage of AI. And also it will govern, the policy governs even us as researchers as well, because we have to do research. I forgot to say that for us to review all the policies across the university, all 5 campuses, guess what we use? AI. Proud user of AI. I couldn't read all those documents that were assigned to me, but we had to use AI there as well.
Any other questions or comments for Dr. Saunders? What's going twice? Oh, there is a follow-up here.
Well, I'm glad you addressed the issue with education.
Yes.
Because I think that is one of the areas that AI is going to absolutely force to transform, right? Because we don't need facts anymore. We don't need people to memorize facts anymore. Nor do we need people to do routine sort of recall analysis, right? Education now has to become, how do you show creativity in applying those tools, not to recall facts, because I can look at Google up a fact really quickly, but how do I work with other people on teams? How do I come up with creative concepts to extend the body of knowledge? And I think that has to be the transformation in our education system that has to occur. It's not occurring yet. We're way behind because we're not even in the 21st century in terms of our current education gravitating towards digital technologies and those things. We're still, 19th century, we call the information. So we have a lot of work to do there to get to that point and then get to what you're talking about, which is the creative teamwork, imaginative work that is necessary, because that's what AI can't do. But the facts, the regurgitating facts and all those things, we have to move with.
Yeah, and I think as long as we don't remain paralyzed by our fears about what it brings. And I know for automation of the ATMs, I know I have friends who are educated and well placed, and they are still fearful of using the ATMs. But recent money laundering, AML they call it, anti-money laundering rules have driven the cost of using a teller. It's far more efficient to use your ATM and do your online banking. So we will see a transformation at home with ATMs. I know people, they don't mind taking out their monies from the ATM, but they don't want to make a deposit to the ATM. It's fair and it paralyzes us. And when COVID came, it really exposed our deficiencies or inefficiencies and the way of doing business.
Dr. Saunders,
Yes, comment. Yeah, good evening, everybody. As a small business owner myself, what I've found, or we have found AI to do significantly is put us on a level playing field, right? Where a lot of bigger companies will have access to a team of lawyers, accountants, access to information. AI has given us the ability to be able to probably not get to the level, but at least
compete.
Absolutely. so I think Dominica and the West Indies should use it use it in that manner to as Mr. Ito was saying, to raise our level and to be able to compete on a larger scale. So from a personal example, it has really given us that opportunity. So.
Absolutely. And that answers the question the lady had earlier about, the National Bank can use this, the bigger banks can use this system, but what about small organizations? So I'm thankful that you have a real-life experience to share about how it has transformed your way of doing business as a micro business.
Yes.
Let me just make one last comment. Because it's a very important, in my mind, comment. You see, this is not the end of AI. This is not even the beginning of the end of AI. We are just in the infant Stone Age days of AI. So we can't even imagine in the next decade, as soon as the next decade, it's an exponential thing, right? So we are at the very, very beginning of AI. In the next 15 to 20 years, the things we will be able to do with AI and the transforming human capacity will be unimaginable. So let's keep that in mind. But it's a good thing because we are in the age of people who can get on that wave. And that wave has the ability to transform our lives. So we're right place to get on the board, to get on the wave, but it's a big wave and it's just starting.
Years ago, if somebody would have told you you could do everything on your cell phone, even set the timer, look at your data security camera at home, would you have believed it? No. And now you can do all that. You can even order your groceries from your phone, right? You can buy your clothing, things that you never thought possible.
Good evening. My question has to do with credibility. So in the communication sector, what you find is a lot of people can use AI to present themselves as a qualified person. So how do you know who actually did the work? Like you have persons who write. How do you decide? If you're choosing, the resume is one thing, yes. But I can write something somebody else can propose, can't use AI, one person can use their own knowledge. And they use that knowledge to present themselves as an expert. That is something we should really consider because you don't really know who is sharing the knowledge, who's actually qualified, who actually can do the work, or who has the tools to use AI.
Even without AI, they're doing that. I tell you, when I came into the university in 2008, I was shocked that we were an online, I came in prepared to be at a university that is online, on-site, on-demand. And we were still doing face-to-face examinations. The students had to do face-to-face examinations. And that baffled me because why? Why would you be an online university and students had to come and sit exams? And it was because in person they knew people would set up other persons to come and do exams. We tried to protect ourselves from that, like you have to bring your ID and all that. It still happened. And then now, when COVID came, U.W.I doesn't have face-to-face exams. We're invigilating for other schools, but our exams are now done with lockdown browsers. A little shadow is behind you, your browser locks down. So there are ways to detect, and certainly algorithms will be able to detect trends and all that information to help. And I think it will do an even better job than humans. I have sat on panels where hired persons thought they were the right fit, and it didn't even last a week. And I felt so ashamed because it's a great loss. It's a lot of cost. My time is valuable, and of course the other panelists, and the person doesn't last. So, and that's from a human element making those type of errors.
Good evening. I'm kind of nervous, so excuse me. I'm not as enthusiastic as you are about AI.
Okay, that's acceptable.
As he said, AI is in its infancy phase.
Yes.
What we know about AI is so small compared to what AI is going to be in the future. Now what you have is the United States and China fighting over technology and chips, and one trying to ban the other from having the advanced chips to develop better AI systems. Wars are going to be fought over AI, and everyone wants to have the best technology. But one of the things I see you did not touch on AI is when AI no longer needs our input. And that is a point I think they call when it reaches singularity, where it is better than humans. What is your take on that? Because eventually it is going to reach that point where and you also talked about in the caregiving environment.
Yes, I share.
We know AI now on smartphones, on computers. They don't walk and talk, but Elon Musk is trying to develop AI to walk and talk, and even to implant chips in our brain so that we can interface and communicate better than this with keyboards and so on, because right now we just use keyboards and mouse to interface. Now they want to interface with AI using your brain. Talk, I mean, they don't have a conversation with you without opening my mouth. So that is one of my fears for AI. AI is eventually going to reach, because man wants to have control, and every country wants to have a similar control. So what about when AI reaches that point? Are you not fearful of that?
Personally, I'm not. And let me tell you, when COVID came and the world froze all around, that was a conspiracy theory. It was this was a war of bio war and all that, you know. But for me, there were so many lessons that we learned. We didn't know if we were going to live or we were going to survive, right? And there were so many theories about China and the US, and they knew what was happening. I'm still thinking, did they, right? Maybe for me, I look at AI as an opportunity that exists that we can embrace, and maybe that's why I am not so anxious. I don't have the anxiety that many, and probably because of my training, I have, a little bit more understanding. And I really like to hold an open mind about the possibilities. I like to imagine the possibilities. When I went away to study, I was supposed to complete my degree just before Y2K. And there was a big thing about Y2K. Nothing happened. The world continued, and I came back. I went back home with my US degree, and nothing happened.
Okay, so my question is regarding education seeping into HR. So we have concerns now currently, especially in high schools, and I know during the FBA periods, some teachers can attest to that you have people, they're using AI, and they're coming out of it where they can't even interpret simple conversations or simple questions. Now we have HRM, they're saying that AI wants the best. Everything is the best. Now we have people using AI, and these are the people who are going to come with the best curriculum vitae. They're going to come with the best series, the best for you. And on the job, on a one-on-one basis, without AI, how are they going to interpret? How are you going to solve that issue where they cannot interpret simple questions or simple scenarios without using AI? So that is one. Yes. And the second one, we in the Caribbean has benefited a lot from potential. A lot of people can say they have had jobs, they have had this, they have this opportunity because of the potential, not because they were the best people. when do you apply that emotional intelligence with AI? Do we apply it before or after so that we can get the best? When do we apply it? And is AI still going to remove that person has the potential in it? And my third question is in relation to, are we, my field is economics, that's what I'm studying. And my thing is, are we in the Caribbean ready for AI economically? We have so many other factors and variables that we have to consider. We have to do changes for environment, agriculture, so many things that every year, every other session, every other decade, there's something that we have to change. So we're seeing AI coming in and we have to make all these changes in policy, in finance, in this and that. Are we ready for it? Or what kind of strain is it going to put on us in smaller island developing states, or the Caribbean, Africa, those smaller developing states? So these are my...
Okay, so let me try to remember. So the last one I want to say to you that you better be ready. It's going to be here. And if at home we say when US sneezes, we catch the flu. And so there has to be a level of readiness, and that can be done through the awareness raising and trying to demystify all the myths that we have about AI. And I try my best to share small snippets of what we're already using AI for, as simple as my Instapot. I go to your first question about in human resource. Let me tell you, the information that is compiled into artificial intelligence is from human beings. It has the same biases that they have when they sit on the panel and they are biased towards you because you present yourself well, you can speak well, but you're not worth anything on paper. So there's a reverse there. Except in AI, it will be sorting out by profiling you and identifying you as the best candidates. But I did say there is bias because the data has its bias. It comes from us, so there's bias in the data. And then your second question pertaining to students and what they do. I can't say, as long as time has done, we have people who cheat the system, right? They cheat in relationships, they cheat in exams, they cheat in training. They just cheat. Who knows why? But I'll say what I always tell my daughter, because she always feels that those who cheat are successful, and I say for a moment in time. And when it falls on them, we will feel sorry for them. So we can't beat that. And so even though they will know, I remember these standardized tests. What I'm so against standardized tests, because in the US, I was taught how to beat those standardized tests. I was taught how to pass those tests. So when I did my GRE, I scored very high because my professor taught me how to beat the test. So that will always happen, right? And it's the same thing when you're looking for a job. People know what are the buzzwords. We like sexy words in our resumes. We look for those sexy words. And the computer will be looking for the same. Yeah, it's run by humans.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I would like to align my point is I don't have any, but I'm currently a student. I study accounting and IT.
Yes.
And in IT, regardless of the benefits that I may get as a student, I'm a little fearful of AI. Because even if we might say, okay, we have control over the AI, we do the inputs, we might be able to write some code, but even if it comes to the point where AI starts to write its own code, starts to go further than wherever we put it at, that is where the fear, in my opinion, will evolve from. Because even if it does that, we wouldn't know. Because me and my friends was discussing that. If AI decided to now start writing pieces of the code, and then it becomes the 20 point where it is now fully on its own, And like even if our inputs is to just follow inputs to just continue to have us there. But it starts to write its own codes. When you go to sleep, whenever it will talk to your computer, you offline. It's time to write on itself. It's time to do more. It's time to connect to maybe a next piece on your network. Sometimes you write on another server and you don't know. That is when the fear I think would come for me. Like even if I would like how AI would be in school, I could do my little research and then I could just type a simple thing and I have to go all over Google and all. But the fear is there because AI can do a lot and we wouldn't know. Because you can't say AI, you are alive. You just can't say no, I was programmed by you and so I really feel like there's a big fear. And even if we try to lock down AI, like let's say you use a virtual machine, that's like when you're closing it inside a fake area just for your own using. Right? Even if you're enclosing it in something, what if it escapes?
Yeah.
Like let's say, what if it finds that one piece, like see, I can escape. It escapes and now it's running on your computer in the background, you see your computer just like to slow down, you don't know why. It now taking up a lot of load on your CPU, you need a lot of things, and you wouldn't know. That's why I fear AI, but I'll still use it. That's why I know, even if I somewhere, I always say thank you to AI when I'm done, so, give me a list of this and that. Thank you.
Yes. I mean, I appreciate that you're honest because in truth, there are some levels of fear. Like, I really want a Tesla because I know it can drive itself. But what if that darn car locks me up in there and I can't get out and it's not listening? But I'm an avid user of Alexa. Alexa, turn on this. Alexa, out the light. I'm thinking I want an Alexa to do my hurricane shutters. June 1st is right here, and those are things that keep me imagining and wanting it to happen rather than just being paralyzed by my fear of the possibilities that can occur. And I'm not saying I will never stand here and say what we see on TV can't happen, because I mean I can't speak for the programmers, right? And how AI is.
But it's a legitimate fear, but it cannot paralyze you from. And we're already using. How many of you using your Alexa? And you turn it off and it pops on and says, "Oh, we don't have that here anymore." And you're like, "Who's talking to you, Alexa? Shut up."
It gets scary, right? But it's artificial intelligence, and I drive a car that has reverse cameras and can do the reversing for me. And I'm still doing my reverse the old school way. Right? I don't trust it to park the car for me. But that's the fear I live with. When I see other people doing it, I'm amazed that they trust their car to park itself.
Okay, so next we seem to have exhausted the questions from the floor. So I pass back to the chair, who will continue with our proceedings. Thank you very much, everyone.
Dr. Saunders, thank you again for the visit. Thank you for your system as usual. I now call on Ms. Talani, from the Customer Service Representative, ND, and Secretary of U.W.I Global Campus, Dominica U.W.I.
Your Excellency, Mrs. Silver Riverton, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mr. Gilbert Father Nigel Karam, Dean of Our Lady of Fairhaven Parish, Mrs. Annette Severin Lestrade, Managing Director of National Bank of Dominica Limited, Dr. Charmaine Saunders, Head of U.W.I Global Campus, ladies and presenter of tonight's lecture, Dr. Kimon Joseph, Head of U.W.I Global Campus Dominica, and staff of U.W.I Global Campus Dominica, Ms. Tracy Joseph, Executive Manager of Human Resource and Talent Management, National Bank of Dominica Limited, as well as board members and staff of the National Bank of Dominica Limited, students, alumni, and friends of the U.W.I Global Campus, both here and those listening live via Carrier FM Radio and Imo News. Good evening to everyone. On behalf of UWI Global Campus Dominica, I wish to offer sincerest thanks to our Almighty Father for allowing our proceedings at this lecture series to be a success. We are grateful for the presence of Her Excellency, Mrs. Sylvanie Burton and Mr. Burton, who have now become a staple at UWI events and activities. We look forward to future positive responses to our invitations. In addition, I offer our sincerest thanks to our chair, Dr. Barry Kazmi, Program Officer at UWI Global Campus Dominica, who did an excellent job navigating through our proceedings this evening. We offer our gratitude to Father Nigel Karam, Dean of Our Lady of Fairhaven, for leading the invocation for us. Also, we say thank you to Dr. Kimon Joseph, Head of UWI Global Campus Dominica, for welcome remarks, and Ms. Tracy Joseph, Executive Manager of Human Resource and Talent Management, National Bank of Dominica Limited, for her collaborators' remarks. We are also grateful to Mrs. Karayan John Baptist, Vice Chair of the UWI Alumni Association, who introduced our lecture presenter this evening. To Dr. Shemaine Saunders, the human of the hour, we wish to thank you for accepting our invitation to present this 12th annual NBD UWI Global Campus National Distinguished Lecture. Your presentation tonight was clear, and the examination of the role that AI currently plays in human resource management, as well as its still untapped potential, was timely. Special gratitude is conveyed to the board, management, and staff of the National Bank of Dominica for its sponsorship of this lecture series. We thank the bank for its demonstration of its dedication to public, non-formal education. We hope that this relationship that has been established between these two egregious institutions will continue well into the future. We are also grateful to the Fortune Hotel, who has been the home of this series. We thank the Fortune Hotel staff who worked diligently in preparing the space for our use. Furthermore, we are grateful to the UWI staff and guild of students executives who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that the event was well executed. We say a special thank you to the media organizations represented here. In particular, we thank DBS Radio, Kyrie FM, and Imo News who covered this event live, so that those who could not be here physically could listen via radio or online. Cecil, Steve, and Evelyn, UWI appreciates your partnership with us and the constant support that your team provides. Finally, we thank you, the audience members, for your participation in this lecture this evening. We wish everyone a safe journey home, and we hope to see you at our next public event, which will be held on Wednesday, 19th June 2024 at 6:30 p.m. when we collaborate with the Family Life Commission of the Diocese of Roseau to host a panel discussion in UWI Auditorium entitled The Family in Contemporary Dominican Society, Opportunities and Challenges. Thank you and have a great night.
It's my job now to start the Salami County.
No, that's correct.
I'm going to start. On behalf of the UWI Global Campus team, we would really thank you for the donation thanks. And really like to thank you for the continued contribution to the Global Campus. Before we end, I'd like to call on Mr. Cecil Clark to present his book, Dominica, The Best Kept Secret, to Dr. Shaman Saunders. now come to the close, all good things must come to an end. Again, I want to thank you all for coming, and I want you all to have a safe trip home, and I do hope that you will come to our next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Please wait until Her Excellency leaves before you do, so please stand.
This was the 12th annual U.W.I Global Campus and National Bank of Dominica National Distinguished Lecture under the topic, The Impact of Artificial Intelligence on Human Resource Management, Potential and Threats. The presenter of tonight's topic was Dr. Shamin Saunders, Head of U.W.I Global Campus, Belize. We want to thank you for viewing tonight and do have a pleasant evening.